Hey everybody, it's Ed. All right, so today's video, I wanted to talk about a documentary that a viewer of mine had compiled, put together, made me aware of, sent to me. Well, actually sent me part one some months ago, and then some months later sent me part two. Now, I have gotten through it. Now, what is this documentary about? This documentary, of course, covers Elvis Presley, but what is it about? Well, it's called Elvis Presley From King to Legend. And like I said, it is 2 parts long. And each part is just over 2.5 hours, making the whole thing about 5 hours and 10, maybe 5 hours and 10 minutes long all together. However, it is a really very well spent 5+ hours. Let me explain. Now, it is geared towards a specific period in Elvis's career, and that period happens to be 1972. Now, why 1972? Well, I mean, it's a good question, and I think I may have the answer in the sense that, well, a lot happened in 1972 in Elvis's career. And one of those events that did happen was the concert tour that was recorded and filmed for the movie Elvis On Tour. And there is a great deal of the documentary that deals with this in the sense of interviews with Elvis, with behind-the-scenes footage, rehearsal footage, clips from the concerts, and other people being interviewed as well, around the events of that time period. There are actually clips from my dad in the documentary in the first part and the second part. And actually, the creator of this documentary, his name is Dennis P. Laverty, and he actually credited my family and Edthekingscourt as part of, I guess, for whatever. But like in the thanks, I think, section at the end, which was really nice, because like I said, he does use my father's voice, talking about seeing him at the garden, and a couple of other instances as well. But that's not the reason why I'm promoting this. I'm promoting this because I think this was a labor of love for Dennis, and I think he did a phenomenal job. Part one was very interesting, and it's done in a way that, if you can't engage the full 5 hours, of course, you can just, watch it in breaks, which is how I did it. So, but overall, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and there was a lot of good footage in there that I had never seen before, and it's possible that, a lot of you may be familiar with this footage, and a lot of you may not be familiar with this footage. All right, but also dealing in 1972, of course, we had the Madison Square Garden concerts, the 4 sold-out performances at Madison Square Garden. All right, 2 of which were professionally recorded and released, the Saturday afternoon and evening shows of June 10th, 1972. All right, but the documentary delves into the concerts from Madison Square Garden as well. What else happened in 1972 for Elvis? Well, 1972, he released his last almost #1 Billboard hit, just stopped short at #2, and of course I'm talking of Burning Love. All right, went to #2 on the Billboard charts in 1972, however prevented from getting to #1 by leaving the comments if you know what song prevented Burning Love from reaching #1. It's amazing if you know the song, but oh well, that's how it goes. So Dennis Laverty created this documentary, and I want to put it out to you. So I am going to put a link in the description of this video, and I will also, I guess I'll put links to part 1 and part 2 in the comments section, and I'll pin that comment so it will be up top. All right, so the documentary is found on Vimeo. Now, I don't belong to Vimeo, but like I said, he sent me these links and I was able to watch them. So I don't think it'll be a problem if you just link over there and click play, and it should play. So let's hope that's the case. If not, then you may have to join Vimeo. I don't think there's a fee for it. But I could be wrong. I know nothing. I know nothing. This is what I know, people. The more I know, the less I know. Believe it. And also, here's another thing. If you ever want to ask what my, like for my advice, here's my advice. Don't take my advice. All right, everybody, I do appreciate you watching, though. And, but no, take my advice on this and go watch this documentary. I'm going to leave the links in the comments, and I'm going to leave it in the description of this video as well. All right, but Dennis, I want to thank you for making me aware of this. I want to thank you for thanking my father and my mom and myself in this documentary, and I don't know what else to say. So let's leave it at that. And again, I appreciate you all. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and take care.